Well, the United Nations Human Rights Council has just passed 5 new anti-Israel resolutions, but only 3 against the rest of the world's human rights abusers. And now Israel and American officials are threatening to leave the world body for good. Here with more is Naphtali Bensimon, a journalist and member of the Likud Party, and Yosef Livne, former Israeli ambassador to multiple countries. Thank you both for joining us.
Good evening.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so Israel is constantly showing off its improving ties worldwide. Why haven't those growing relationships translated themselves into forums like the UN?
Well, I think that it's been the history since day one. The UN is like an extraterrestrial forum, if you will. Even in the best of times, there were always anti-Israeli resolutions passed there. And the Human Rights Council has been at the forefront of the anti-Israeli fora. Many nations claim that one should make a distinction between bilateral relations and the multilateral arena.
Right.
And many have said, they have no importance whatsoever. So we can placate the Arabs and the Muslims, but what really counts are the bilateral relations between you and us.
Well, I'd like you to answer our next question. The U.S., Australia, and Israel fought for Agenda Item 7, the permanent item that is at the UNHRC, against Israel to be removed. Wouldn't the U.S. and Israel be powerless if they were to leave the UNHRC?
I'm not in favor of leaving institute of UN. I think it's still in a very important arena. Even we are not key players there. Even we are always attacked. This is not good for us not to be there, because our cause, it's still something to be here in the all international arenas. And I think through the UN, we have achieved something very good during the years. So it's not just something that, okay, US and Israel should leave any UN institute there, but on the same time, it's impossible. It's impossible to live in a parallel world that one is in UN and the other one is in the reality. Right. And in UN, the Palestinians they are a superpower. They are like, they have almost the same achievements like United States, but in the reality, they achieved nothing.
What
and
is your take on this,
I ask
Ambassador?
myself, what they want, a symbolic achievements or a real achievements? This is the real question.
I think that Naphtali is right. I think that Israel should not withdraw from UN organizations. First of all, at the UNHRC, we are not members. But not every nation is a member of the council at a given time. You have to be selected, elected, or whatever. But we're not there, okay? I don't think it's such a good idea for us to leave, because we're not the United States. When the United States leave an organization, you can rest assured that the rest of the world will come and plead them to come back, because when they leave, they take their money with them. Yeah. So at UNESCO, when they left, people came, but no, you have to come back. When we leave, if we leave, I'm not so sure people will let us come back again.
Well, the U.S. has already left UNESCO, cut funding to UNRWA. Why stay in the UN at all? Why not just pull out completely?
Because the UN is what proper people do. You stay there. You don't just...
What proper people do.
Yeah. You don't just leave. And let us remember, over the years, the General Assembly, for instance, is a place where if you have good ambassadors, good representatives, this is the place where you make your case heard. And we've had great ambassadors over the years, starting with Abba Eban and Chaim Herzog and Bibi Netanyahu, and these people, when they spoke, it made headlines.
Well, these 5 resolutions that were just passed against Israel, how would they affect, I guess, the state of Israeli-Palestinian relations, if at all?
Well, of course there is no effect. It's ridiculous. And they know it, and we know it, that those resolutions that have been accepted just in this weekend are something that nothing to connect with the reality. But we don't have to forget. We have not to forget that after 70 years, and we are celebrating 70 years, the UN recognized the state of Israel, and I think that United States and Israel can change something inside the organization.
If they stay, right?
And if they stay. And I think we can see good signs from Nikki Haley and Danny Danon. They're trying to do something. I don't think that withdraw and taking a step behind and say, okay, you know what, you are irrelevant. It's the right decision or the right solution for the world, for the Palestinians, for the Israelis.
All right, well, thank you both for joining us. Unfortunately, we've run out of time.